Gonna go paddling, but I need to be safe. Gonna wear my life vest. Oh, hey, I'm Ranger Matt. Welcome to this Dunes 101 series on safety and responsibility. We have 15 miles of shoreline in the national park, but many of them are wild or unguarded beaches. We always recommend swimming in a life-guarded beach, like West Beach here in the national park or at the state park. There are really two things you need to understand about Lake Michigan.
1. Its bottom can be uneven with unexpected drop-offs, especially near sandbars. Never walk on a sandbar if you don't know how to swim. And 2, it can have extremely large and sometimes dangerous waves. It's never safe to get into the water if there are large breaking waves. Sometimes those waves literally rip through a sandbar, causing a river-like stream of water to rush back out into the lake, pulling everything and everyone with them. Even the strongest swimmers cannot fight against that. One of the big issues we have on our beach is riptides. If you find yourself getting swept away in a rip current, remember this advice. First, don't panic. The rip current doesn't take you under the water, it takes you away from the shore and usually expels its energy within 50 to 100 feet. Second, do not try to swim directly to the shore or against the current. It is much stronger than you. Trust me. This is where most people get into trouble. Just go with the flow. If you're not a strong swimmer, tread water or float on your back and let the water carry you. To get attention, wave your arms and yell for help without expending too much energy. Swim along the shoreline until you can escape the pull of the current. Now, you can swim at an angle away from the current towards the shore.
It may sound like common sense, but it gets hot out on the beach and on the trail, even under a canopy of trees.
You may not even realize you're dehydrated before it's too late. So bring plenty of sunscreen and drink plenty of water. You really can't have enough. A great time to visit the Indiana Dunes is during the winter when the shelf ice is covering Lake Michigan. Never ever walk out onto the shelf ice. There can be a small area that has thin layers of ice that you can fall through into the water below. If that happens, even if there was a ranger on the beach, the chance of them being able to rescue you is almost zero. So enjoy the shelf ice, but do it from the safety of the beach, please.
Here at Mount Baldy, the massive dune slowly overwhelms the trees, creating what we call a ghost forest. You can see how some of the formerly buried trees are being re-exposed at the surface.
The trees are still rigid. They have not decomposed as much. And so there is always a risk of someone running up there with bare feet and stepping on one of those limbs that are now coming to the surface. A tree that has undergone enough decomposition may create an open hole. The number one way to stay safe is to stay on marked trails and never go past points with warning markers. Don't feed the animals. Sorry, wild animals. Animals that aren't yours.
Lake Michigan is like an ocean in terms of strength and unpredictability.
As such, you should only use proper sea kayaks on the Great Lakes. Lake Michigan can go from calm to ferocious quickly, so consider staying close to shore in case the storms come rolling in. No one should paddle without their life vest on, regardless of the level of your skill.
Whether you bring your own or rent a bike from the visitor center, you'll definitely want to wear a helmet.
You're definitely going to want to know about this one. Poison ivy. Leaves of 3, let them be. Coming in contact with this plant's oil will cause itching, burning, and even a rash. You can spot them by 3 leaves, but also right here, where they come together, it's kind of reddish, and they have a white berry.
When you get back home, you should always do a tick check. Ugh, I got itchy just thinking about them.
Ticks can be as small as a poppy seed, but by using insect repellents, putting permethrin on your clothing, and even just tucking your socks in, you can avoid these nasty little bugs. Mosquitoes too. The good news is that most ticks don't even attach for several hours and can't pass any diseases along for up to 24 hours.
This video was not intended to scare you, but it is important to know the facts. By practicing these simple safety tips, we know you'll have a wonderful time in the Indiana Dunes. We can't wait to explore with you. Also, be sure to go to indianadunes.com to plan your trip.